Hello, welcome back into Wenzel's world. Well, sitting out here relaxing again. I guess that's what I say most of the time that you see me. Because I've been busy today. I had different things to do, so anyway. And the weather, of course, you can tell I'm outdoors, so the weather's got better. I don't know what the temperature is. I'd say it's 59 degrees. One good thing about it, we don't have a lot of wind blowing. Don't have any gust, hardly any winds blowing, so it's pretty still. And that sunshine, you can't see it, but it's right in my eyes. So, but I felt like it'd create a pretty good landscape in the back of me if you can see back there very much. Well, today I got a pipe that you folks I don't think you've seen before. I've had it a while. This is one of the pipes that I got in the gall that I won from Papa Bear's gall, and I didn't use it for a while with the intentions of uh, giving it away someday to somebody. But I got to smoking some tobacco in it, and it tasted good in it, and it's what I've got today. And I've sort of, in my mind, right now anyway, I've sort of designated this pipe right here for the Burley Flake. Now, who knows? That's a pretty popular demand. It may stay in production, but I guess time will tell, won't it? So I'm gonna get my lighter out here, put the fire back to it again. I got a little ash on it. You know what? I meant to bring a tamper with me. Okay. Well, I tell you what. I take it right there and move that ash around a little bit and get that loose ash off the top of it. Okay. Well, y'all have ever seen that knife or not before? Had a man make me that knife made out of a skill saw blade. So he made that for me. So used to have my initials on it. I use it. This wore down fixed bladed knife I carry on my belt here. So I don't know whether y'all have ever seen that or not. Well, I'm not gonna get up to show it. So anyway, it's a pretty handy piece of tool. Oh, it's good and slick. This kind of weather, your fingers dries out. It'll just stuff just slides around in them. That H Burley Flake. Now it's got a different taste to it. I like it. Don't use it a lot. One thing, it's expensive, and another thing, it's a flake, so you don't look like you got very much. Anyway, I made the VR this morning for Flat Cap Piper. I checked in to try to grow some tobacco here. I, of course, got the property to do it. when I first bought this place, it had a tobacco base on it. I wasn't figuring on growing any tobacco, so I sold the tobacco base. And most of the tobacco sticks, I probably sold the majority of them, but I probably kept somewhere around half of the tobacco sticks. And so I checked into it, but I got the mulling over it and everything. Most of what I do, I try to do by myself, and if I can't do it by myself, why, you know, if I can't, if I need an extra hand, I got bungee cords and I got these here grippers, which you can buy, clamps and stuff. So I try to do everything myself, and so I just didn't think I could do it all myself. And another thing too, I guess I could do it, but I ain't real sure. I don't care much about crawling around up in the tiers of them barns. I got the barns to do it. That one barn, that's what it was built for, was a tobacco barn. So all the tiers are still up in there. So I don't think I'm going to mess with that. Although the year before last, I bought some seeds. There's a place that offered tobacco seeds. I ordered different varieties of tobacco. Some of them I never heard tell of before. And I planted the seeds in little old pots, but they never came up. So on my part, it's more than what I can get into. So I know a lot of them, they hire help. Of course, when I was growing up a teenager, we helped. We pulled slips, and that's the only thing I did. I did that and cut and hanging up in the tiers. I never did ride the tobacco setter. There was other people wanting to do that. Riding the tobacco setter is probably about like dragging calves to the fire. Some of you, some of you people ain't gonna know. Us Easterners, you probably ain't gonna know. You probably don't know what I meant when I said riding a tobacco setter is probably about like dragging calves to the fire. You know, that's one thing my daddy, he told one of the neighbors I used to do tobacco for. We was all friends, sort of traded work a little and things like that. He told me, said, when y'all get ready to set that tobacco out, you let me know. He said, I'll ride the setter. He liked riding the setter. So dragging calves to the fire, you know, usually the flankers are the ones that have to hold the calves while somebody does the branding. But the part that they really like is being able to rope the calves and drag the calves to the fire. So, about anybody can flank, but you got to be able to rope and so forth and all to be able to drag calves to the fire. So, so that's the reason I say, I guess riding tobacco setter for the Easterners here is about like dragging calves to the fire for the Westerners. I've had different commenters ask me, "Where are you from? Where was you raised?" They're thinking I'm in Texas or Arizona or someplace like that, Oklahoma. I've been to those places, but no, then they're thinking, well, why you wear a hat for? Because I want to, you know. So he said, well, you got that bandana around your neck. You ain't from Texas? No, I'm not. He said, why you wear that for? Because it keeps my skin around my neck warmer. I could wear a turtleneck shirt. I just don't do it. I ain't had one of them things probably in 50 years, I don't guess. So anyway, I'm not against wearing one. I just don't have any. So these little old bandanas, you can pick them up at Hobby Lobby. They got blue ones and green ones and burgundy colored ones and brown ones and black ones. And so in this kind of weather like it is, I don't like that there, my skin exposed. So anyway, that's the reason for that. Now, since I ain't got a tamper, we're gonna have to try the old-fashioned method. And I tell you that'll work if you got enough ash on top. If you ain't got enough ash on top, you'll burn the far out of your finger. And them rubber bits, I can't get them to stretch across that stem. See how wide that is? I can't get them to stretch across that stem. Oh, I hadn't tried it. I guess I could put one of them rubber bits in some real hot water and get it where it's maybe a little more stretchy. I might try that, but somebody might say, what does that H Burley Flake taste like? Tastes different from other tobaccos. It's the only way I know how to describe it. Don't taste like the nightcap. Don't taste like the early morning pipe of Peterson. It's not an aromatic. Don't taste anything like they got no topping, I don't reckon. I think it's, of course, Burley. And best I remember, and if I'm wrong, you forgive me, but I think it's got some dark fired in it. So, with that combination and everything. But you know, I was looking at that one guy used to work for McBaron, and I don't know what his name is. Seemed like to me he got sort of a foreign sounding voice to him. Looked like he's probably about 60 something years old, and he was showing four big old bales of Virginias. I think that's what it was. Let me think. Yeah, that's what it was. I've seen different videos. They pop up on YouTube, and one of them, he was standing out there with four big bales of Virginia. He said this one over here was the one they had back in 16 something in Jamestown, Virginia. This right here is a different kind, and it was real light colored. And then this over here was darker, and then he had some down here that was darker than that. And I didn't he say that if we was going to show them all, I can't remember now how many bales it would take to show all the different Virginias that they use. See, that's the thing about blending. Where are you going to get your tobacco from? And there's one place you get Virginia from, or Burley from. Is it going to be a different Burley or Virginia from another place that you get that from if you're going to start blending on your own, see? So, anyway, that's the reason. One of the, I don't know if y'all caught that little VR I made this morning or not, but that's one reason it'd be, we need, you know, a blending place, big old place like we had with that Sutliff place here in the States, where you got a wide variety of stuff like that. And if we had more producers here, then, you know, of course, I guess I'm going over that again. But anyway, most of you tell me you just like for me to talk about anything anyway, so I appreciate it. So anyway, well, the sun's setting back behind the hill over yonder. but it's still shining on them hills back behind me. Well, we need to try to take advantage of these nice days. You know, I wish it'd stay like this a week. Get down about 30 at night and get up about 50 something during the day and sunshine and stay dry for a week. I still got some other things I need to do outdoors, but I just put them off when it started snowing and getting down to 11 degrees in the morning. Woo, man, we had some cold mornings last week. Mm. You know, if it stayed warm like this a little while and they caused the grass to grow a little bit, I need to get some grass to growing in the one field over there. The horse and the goats about to eat it down. Of course, they got hay to eat. I feed them sweet feed in the winter anyway. Well, I hadn't started trapping yet. This is where I'll come to when I start doing it. And the last 2 or 3 nights would have been good nights for it since it warmed up some. Coons and possums and stuff like that, they'll run. They'll stay denned up when it gets down to 11 degrees. Now, your long-legged things, your elusive animals, coyotes and bobcats and foxes, they still run because they hungry. And they'll keep running and hunting. It don't really matter what kind of weather it is, but I hadn't had a lot of trapping fever this fall. Part of that, you know, the trapping fever. About like the Christmas spirit, you know, is different. Different times of the year, you feel different ways. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I do. and and sometimes in the fall year, September, you know, when the weather starts getting cooler and everything, you start thinking about getting your traps and cleaned up, all that kind of stuff. In the spring of the year, while you want to get out, because it's getting better weather, and the early spring don't have such a tick problem. I'm wondering maybe in a couple of 3 years if the tick problem will get better. Do you know why I said that? I'm hoping within a couple of years there's going to be a lot of things get better. You got any idea what I mean when I say that? Come on. Yeah, it's got a good flavor to it. I like that H Burley Flake. All I've seen is a few birds this afternoon, this evening here, out here. Hadn't even seen a squirrel. If you've looked in the backyard, you may have seen something I wouldn't have never saw. Wouldn't have never seen. Seen got to have a helper word, ain't it? mm. Well, I guess I'll get off here. So y'all have a good rest of the day or evening, whatever time it is that you're looking. And hope you enjoy the Christmas spirit and the season of the year. I hope your hopes are not dashed, and I hope you don't have any hard times during the season. When I said that, I was thinking about the people out in western North Carolina. I guess they'll make some memories, but I don't know how good ones they'll be. But anyway, so I hope y'all have a good Christmas season. We still got several days yet before we have December 25th. But anyway, you enjoy the season, enjoy the preparations and the decorations and things like that. So. So until we meet again, y'all have a good one.